Hello beautiful soul friends, welcome to my channel, Hannah DeVaux. Thank you so much for tuning in and for allowing me into your unique experience today. This is your pick a card reading. What are your messages from your future self? You guys voted on this title. If you wish to be a part of the next poll, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you can keep up with my community posts and be a part of the next voting session for the pick a card readings. Also, leave a comment in the box below letting me know what kind of pick a card readings you'd like to see. If you have suggestions, ideas for different kinds of pick a card readings, go ahead and comment them down below and maybe you'll see them in the next poll. You can pick between groups 1, 2, and 3 and click on the timestamp below in the description box or in the comment box and it'll take you right to your reading. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, group 1, this is your set of cards. Let's see what's going on here. You have new beginnings, the Sun card, healing family issues, the Three of Cups, Judgment, and the World card. So I immediately feel the energy of a transition from your past self. I feel like your future self is trying to tell you that you are going through a very transformational period. I think your future self is also trying to tell you that some of you are going to be making some new friends during this time, or maybe even reuniting with old ones. I'm hearing chin up, chin up. Because somebody has got their chin tilted downward. Someone is feeling a little bit sad, a little bit hopeless. I'm seeing someone who feels very judged or very ashamed of something that they've done in their past. Within the past 3 to 4 months, I'm feeling somebody feel a lot of shame. And I think that your past self is trying to tell you that this period, whatever is causing you shame, is essentially a catalyst for change in your own behavior and in your own life. I think that if there is something changing right now, it's a very positive change. I think some of you are coming out of a very toxic family situation. Like some of you may have a strained relationship with your siblings or with your parents, or maybe with your spouse. And I see you being in a period of healing in terms of this situation because someone did something in the past that was very shameful. And I think some of you may be experiencing hard times or just kind of like turmoil, some kind of like tumultuous energy. And I'm picking up that your future self wants you to know, group 1, that you are going to get through this. There is forgiveness here. I think your future self wants you to forgive you. Because your past has done too much nagging, is what I'm seeing. Like, it's almost like picking at you. It's like it's calling your name and it's beckoning for you to initiate some kind of change in your life. Like this particular thing that happened in the past sparked some kind of new beginning. There was some kind of significant event, and I think that it changed a lot of things. I also think that it may have created a lot of pain. And I think some of you have maybe been like dwelling on this, or someone in your life has been dwelling on this. And I think some of you, you really just need to clear your space right now. So maybe that's, rearranging the furniture in your house, doing some feng shui. Maybe that's just cleaning your place up. Maybe that's spiritually cleansing your space. Using sage, using incense, opening a window, letting all of those bad vibes out, I feel like that's something that some of you really need to do right now, because you got this energy from this past event, which is still very, very present in your energy field. Like some of you are very much holding on to your past, and your future self is trying to tell you, let go. There's a new beginning happening here. There's healing happening here. There's a complete transformation that's occurring within you. But so long as you hold on to whatever happened, maybe it's whatever you did or whatever someone did to you, as long as you hold on to that, you're going to make it much harder in that shift. You're going to essentially kind of prolong the healing. You're going to prolong the transformation. You may even prolong the turmoil. I'm hearing that some of you need to really forgive yourself or forgive someone in your life. And just because you forgive someone in your life doesn't mean you have to reunite with them. It doesn't mean that you have to have them in your life, especially if they're toxic. Because I feel like for some of you, this is like a family member. Because I'm hearing blood is thicker than water. Like somebody is using that excuse like, oh, but it's family. No. If something is toxic and if something is bringing you down, it doesn't matter if it's family, it doesn't matter who it is. If there's somebody that's toxic in your life, you got to do what you got to do. And I feel like some of you are feeling a little bit shameful for that. Like maybe you feel shameful for cutting out this family member. Because maybe there's other family members around you telling you, hey, but it's family, you have to kind of have to stay in their life, but you don't. So I think some of you, that's the clarity that you needed. This is what you need to hear this, because you have too many people in your life telling you, no, this person's good. Or not even that this person's good, but you should forgive this person because they're family, or you should hang around this person, you should spend time with this person because they're family. But I think that this individual brings you down. For others of you, I do pick up that there's some kind of, there's something that maybe you did. And I'm all about, I'm advocating for responsibility in these readings. I'm not the kind of reader that's going to say, oh, they did this and they did that. Because I know that there are a bunch of humans in here watching this video. And if there's one thing about humans, it's that we're imperfect and that we can make mistakes. We can hurt people. We all do things that we're not proud of. So I think some of you are maybe dealing with something in your life that you're not proud of. And that's one thing that I've seen in tarot is like there's just this large group of people that don't want to take responsibility in their life. And that's what tarot is about. So if you're open to taking responsibility for something that maybe you've done, or maybe you're already on that path of taking responsibility, I commend you. Because honestly, there's a lot of people who don't. They play the blame game. They want to blame everybody else. But I'm seeing that some of you are really recognizing, maybe some kind of behavior. Maybe some of you, it's like an alcohol addiction. Like I'm seeing somebody really changing, like initiating a new beginning in their life because of something that they've done. And for some of you, especially for those of you who struggle with maybe like an alcohol addiction, or maybe I'm hearing somebody get called out for something. It's like the past is calling. Like somebody has like a past event that comes back up or something like that. I'm seeing somebody get called out. And it's happening for good. It's happening so that someone can heal, whether that's you or whether that's someone you're dealing with. I feel like for some of you, it's like a family issue. I feel like for a lot of you, it might be a family issue. There may be a family member who's like an alcoholic or something like that, and maybe somebody calls them out. I'm hearing a Christmas party. Somebody may have called them out at like a Christmas party. And I think that this has sparked some kind of healing, maybe within you or within this person. But your future self is wanting you to know that you need to heal. I think some of you need to also heal like generational trauma. You know, some kind of ancestral wounds. I have a meditation that I just uploaded on my channel like about a week ago, and it's for generational trauma. It's for ancestral healing. So if this is you, you may want to check that out. But I feel like somebody's past is still very much plaguing them, and your future self is trying to tell you, like, look, allow yourself to let go, allow yourself to be absolved from this trauma, from this pain, from maybe even this person. I'm seeing somebody who may be like a Leo or a Sagittarius. And I feel like your family, or, you know, maybe somebody who you're around, doesn't really allow you to like spread your wings. Maybe they shut your ideas down, or maybe they, you know, bring your confidence down. Maybe these people are the type that will intentionally, you know, not infiltrate, that's not the word that I'm looking for. They'll intentionally kind of get in the way of your successes. Like there's somebody who doesn't want to see you fly, if this is you. I'm picking up a very strong Leo or Sagittarius energy. And I feel like this is someone in your family, or just somebody that you're very close to. And I really think that for those of you who maybe this message is for, I think it's time to spread your wings. I think that's what your future self wants you to know. Like, it's time to spread your wings and truly show who you are. Show the world who you are. Free from fear of judgment. Because I think some of you are afraid that others will judge you. You have this absolutely beautiful shine. You have a magnificent shine, and I feel like there may be others who see it too. And out of jealousy, they may inflict judgment on you. So I feel like some of you really just need to spread your wings and say, screw these people. You know, like, they are who they are. They're human. Maybe you love them, you know, but you can't allow their words. For some of you, it's like a group of friends. You can't allow their words to keep you guarded, because you're hiding this light, group one, that it's so shiny. Like, it really is. It's just, it beams. And I think that you tend to kind of dim that light so that other people around you can shine. My apologies. You know, don't be so humble. You know, it's good to be humble, but there's got to be a balance. Don't be afraid to shine just for, you know, just for being you. And I think that's one of the things that your future self wants you to know, because I think that there may have been reoccurring issues in your life that have been kind of a result of this. Maybe you've attracted partners who don't let you shine. Or maybe, you know, like I said, you have some friends who don't allow you to shine. I think the universe has been trying to tell you this for quite some time. You know, your higher self, your future self, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing at the end of the day. It's trying to tell you this message through the patterns of maybe people that you're attracting, situations that you're attracting. So try to notice like the patterns within and kind of like the parallels between these situations that you continue to manifest. Because maybe some of you have had a hard time finding people that are like supportive of you, maybe your goals, your dreams, your desires. Maybe some of you have never felt like you've been on a team with someone, you know? Maybe you've always felt like it's just you, kind of like you're like a lone wolf. I think your future self, especially for those of you that are struggling finding friends, or maybe you just had some kind of situation where maybe you had to leave behind a group of friends. I'm seeing some of you moving, and you may have like a party or some kind of get together with like a group of friends, and I'm seeing this butterfly as you flying away from this Three of Cups. You know, you're sprouting your wings and flying. Like some of you are moving for like a job, you're on to bigger and better things, and I think there's like a celebration for that. And I think some of you may be a little nervous because you're afraid that maybe you won't find friends, but don't worry about that. If this is for you, you will have no issue in finding friends. But that is what I'm seeing here, Group 1. If you would like to book a personal reading, feel free to click the link in the description box below or shoot me an email. I also have my email down below, and then we can talk about that there. Follow me on Instagram, guys, if that's something that resonates with you. I try to post, kind of conscious content, helping other people understand their power. But that is it for now. Have a beautiful rest of your day, Group 1. Bye-bye. All right, Group 2, this is your set of cards. Let's see what you have here. Strength, the Hermit, true love, Death, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So Group 2, the biggest message that I'm picking up right now is that you really need to find strength and fulfillment within yourself, finding support for yourself. I think that's one of the biggest things that your future self wants you to know. Because some of you may be seeking, a deep connection to someone else, or maybe a deep kind of love with someone else, whether it's a friend, whether it's a partner, whether it's a husband or wife, it doesn't really matter. In order to truly find that, you must first cultivate that within yourself. So I think that, that's something that the future you is really trying to tell you. Continue to do your inner work. Be focused on your own personal growth and transformation. I think some of you are in the process of moving to a new job. Maybe you're changing jobs. And I see this being a job that you actually love. So if some of you are in the process of maybe changing careers, I think that this is going to be something that you actually really enjoy. So you have to have, no fear in regards to that. For those of you who are in the transition period of some kind of career path, I think your future self really wants you to know that you're going to be fulfilled. You're going to be happy doing what you're doing. I'm seeing somebody who works with like couples, like a couples therapist, or maybe a counselor, or maybe you just have a couple of friends who are couples and maybe you're just that ear for them. You know what I mean? I'm seeing somebody who works very closely with couples and maybe counsels them or guides them. And I think Group 2, if this is you, this actually drains quite a bit of your energy. I think you're a very generous person. And I think some of you need to kind of spend some more time in solitude. I'm seeing cultivating strength through your solitude. So maybe some of you need to retreat and go within, meditate, heal yourself, protect yourself, cleanse yourself. I'm seeing somebody who just needs a nice cup of tea and just a night of, complete chillin'. I'm seeing somebody who likes rose petal tea or maybe hibiscus. But I also think that your future self wants you to know that you don't need to worry about love. I think some of you are very lonely. I think some of you are maybe trying to find a lover who's strong. Someone who's wise. Someone who can give you their love, who can be generous and open and honest. And I really think you just want somebody who can show you all of the things about yourself that maybe you don't see. And I think your future self just really wants you to know that you don't have to worry about that. That is coming for you. It's hard to trust the flow of life. It's really hard to trust the universe and to truly just be in the flow, with every passing moment. And one of those things that I think if you're interested in practicing having more faith, because I think some of you, that's really what you need. I think some of you may feel hopeless. But faith is a skill. It's not just something that people have. It's something that you have to practice having. It doesn't just come to you. It's something that you have to practice having, and it's very hard. It's not easy to have faith in something. So, for those of you who maybe want to practice having faith, especially when it comes to manifestation, particularly in love, because I think that's what a lot of you are really feeling hopeless with. Maybe you're lacking faith in that aspect. Maybe you feel like you don't deserve love, or maybe you feel like it's never going to come to you. Maybe you feel like you've been looking for the past 6 years, 9 years, and it just hasn't happened, and maybe you're losing hope. I want you to try to manifest a cup of coffee or a cup of tea for yourself. And don't make it. This is something that's going to come to you. And all I want you to do is just have faith that that cup of coffee or that cup of tea is coming your way. And once it does, that's a little validation for you. It's like going to the gym. You can't go to the gym one time and then expect to see results right off the bat. But if you're patient and you begin to start to kind of see results, it makes that faith a little bit easier. It brings in that motivation, like, okay, this is working. It's the same thing with manifestation. Once you receive that cup of coffee, once you receive that cup of tea, maybe it takes 2 days, maybe it takes 2 weeks. But once you get it, that right there is enough clarification to give you a little boost. And it kind of like reinforces your brain a little bit. So I think that faith is something that you really, really need to work on, group 2. I think that that's something that your future self really wants you to have. Because maybe the future version of you is already with this partner. And maybe they had faith, and that's what brought them this partner. Does that make sense? So, it takes a lot of strength to be faithful, to have faith in something. I think one of the things that your future self wants you to do is to empower yourself. Be open to the shifts and changes of life. Some of you are like fixed signs. Maybe you're a Scorpio, or maybe you're like a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Virgo. But I'm seeing somebody who is very stuck in their ways and very stubborn. Ooh, I'm seeing somebody who's very stubborn. And if this is you, take accountability. I'm hearing your future self really wants you to just let go and be in the flow of life. Let go of that need to win, group 2. Because I think some of you maybe have like a need to win or a need to be on top. And, it's not necessarily a bad thing to be a competitive person. I think a healthy competition is positive. I think that can be a good thing. It pushes us to be better. But competition can easily become toxic, and it can become something that consumes us. So don't allow your need for competition. Maybe you're a Leo. Maybe you're a Scorpio. Don't allow your need for competition to blind you. I'm also hearing that your future self wants you to know. I think your future self just wants you to love yourself a little more, to be a little more sure of yourself. I think some of you have a tendency to maybe question or maybe kind of wonder about who you are, about who you're supposed to be. But if you just allow yourself to be, you're going to end up happy. You're going to end up fulfilled. That's what your future self wants you to know, is to just be. Because that's what he or she is doing. And let me tell you, your future self is enjoying life because of that. I think some of you are really going to have to take a deep dive into yourself, really go on a soul-searching path. That's what I'm seeing with this Death card and the Hermit, is like this need for a deep inner soul-searching. I feel like some of you may have, like for the past 6 months, maybe for the past 9 months, maybe even for the past 3 years for some of you, have been kind of lost. You've been kind of wandering, just lost, not really knowing what you want to do. You know you want the money. You know you want the love. But you don't know exactly what you want. You don't even really know how you want to make that money, because it's got to come from somewhere. You don't even know where you want this love to come from, because it's got to come from somewhere. And whether that's within you, whether that's from another person, whether that's from even just an animal, you got to know, you got to get detailed, group 2. You've got to kind of, pick apart all of the details and analyze them each. I think that's also why this Hermit card is here, is really analyzing the details of something and moving with it, having strength, even amongst the doubt, even amongst the change. Maybe the changes you have to make in your life, or maybe, the changes that are going to happen in your life as a result of this realization. If you truly want this, you will make those changes happen. You will stay strong through the changes, because you know that they're going to bring about whatever it is that you seek, whether it's true love or whether it's, a conscious job. Maybe you want to do something more conscious. I see some of you leaving behind a job that's very masculine-based energy. That's what I'm picking up. It's like there's long work hours, there's not a lot of creativity involved. Maybe it's very boring, maybe it's very, it's just something that's not resonant with you anymore for some of you, and that's okay. So I see you maybe wanting to do something that allows you to maybe spend more time on your own, maybe spend more time discovering yourself while still having enough money to be comfortable. Or like I said, maybe some of you have been single for, quite some time. Like I'm seeing somebody who is 34, 35 maybe. And you might have family telling you, like grandparents, saying like, oh, you should be married already, or you should have a partner already. And maybe you're still trying to figure yourself out. I think your future self just wants you to not worry, because I think that some people are putting pressure on you, group 2. I'm hearing that Bob Marley song, the don't worry, be happy. Just be in the moment, just be present. That's what your future self wants you to do. That's what the more evolved version of you, the future you, who's had all of these experiences, wants you to know in order to get what it is that you seek. I feel like somebody is dealing with the loss of a partner. And maybe it's a breakup, maybe it's a passing. And if it is, my condolences. And I'm seeing someone who struggles with maybe finding new love. Or maybe for some of you, you were like a boss and maybe you got laid off, or maybe you got fired from your job, and now you've been struggling to find that same level of maybe a position, or maybe that same level of pay, or that level of status, or whatever. I've seen it. It's like a struggle for you. It's been a struggle for you. So I think, in order to get to maybe this new position that you feel is right for you, or maybe this romance that you feel is what you're seeking, you gotta go inward, honey. You've got to dig. And you know what you got to do once you dig? You got to give those wounds some love. The loss, the pain, the resentment, the why is this happening to me? Because, we all think that. What did I do to deserve this? Right? You got to go within and face that and give it what it needs to heal. Whether that's more time to yourself, whether that's more strength, whether that's a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Because if you're like me and you're sensitive to caffeine, you probably don't drink coffee very much. But you get what I'm saying. That is what I see here, group 2. If you'd like to book a personal reading, feel free to DM me or email me. All of my information is in the description box below. Click the link, you can email me. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I would greatly appreciate it. I try to keep my posts relatively conscious to help guide others and to help educate others about themselves. So follow me if that's something that calls to you. But other than that, I will see you later, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye. All right, group 3, this is your set of cards. Let's see what you have here. Dream sweet, sleep deep. The 5 of Water. Retreat. The Wheel of Fortune. The Hierophant. And the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm seeing somebody who is experiencing some kind of loss. Maybe it's a breakup, or maybe you recently lost a mother for some of you. Or maybe it was a partner. But I see that some of you have experienced some kind of loss, and this has caused you to maybe turn towards spirituality as some kind of answer, or maybe just some kind of cushion for the pain that you're feeling. I see someone who is currently in a very dark period of life. I think some of you have been in a very dark period. And one of the things that your future self wants you to know is that the light at the end of the tunnel isn't very far away. It's closer than you realize. I see someone who has spent a lot of time sleeping, and this is good. If this is you, don't judge yourself. You know, they say when people are depressed, one of the things that they need is deep rest. If you look at the word depressed, one of the things that can help your mind is deep rest. That's why you see people who are experiencing depression typically sleeping a lot, because their mind is healing. Sleep is a very healing practice for the mind. So I'm seeing somebody who is sleeping a lot, and if this is you, do not be so harsh on yourself. I feel like there is a massive shift going on in your life right now. Maybe some of you are waking up. Maybe some of you are recently awakened to your own inner truth. Maybe to the truth of the world around you. Maybe you're starting to, see things in a different light. And like I said, for some of you, it was sparked by some kind of loss. Maybe for some of you, you lost faith in your own religion. I'm seeing somebody who's like transitioning faiths, like you may be converting, or you may just be leaving that particular faith altogether. I'm seeing somebody who is like a runaway, or somebody who may be running away from home due to religious practice. Like somebody may have a mother who's very religious. And some of you may be like running away from home, or maybe you're, moving out of your home, moving away from your mother. I'm seeing for someone, is someone here just recently like left a marriage or is in the process of leaving a marriage, and it's almost like things just didn't turn out the way that you had hoped or the way that you had expected. And things are really changing right now. You got this Wheel of Fortune, and then you have the 2 5s here, which indicate change. I think that some of you, your path is shifting right now. That's what your future self wants you to know. Your path is taking a shift towards something different, towards something new, maybe towards something unexpected even. I think your future self wants you to try to find some kind of structure in your life. Whether that's organizing your mind or, just taking time to understand yourself, analyze your thoughts, organize your space. I'm seeing somebody who may experience a lot of change and a lot of shifting. And I think that's why the Queen of Pentacles is here, maybe with the Hierophant as well, is like trying to find that stability, trying to find that sense of order within your own life. Maybe some of you are feeling very lost. Maybe some of you want to run away from your home. Maybe you want to get out of your hometown. I think some of you want to disconnect from a situation, maybe from a mother, maybe from a family situation, Maybe from the home that you're living in, maybe from the hometown that you're from. But I see someone whose head is up in the clouds, group 3. And one of the things that I'm picking up is that your future self needs you to ground right now. And what I mean by that is, if you are maybe seeking a way out of a situation, if you are feeling lost, that's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's points in everyone's life where they feel lost. That's a part of finding yourself, is being lost. You know, you couldn't be found without being lost. So embrace this moment, but ground yourself and feel the moment. Be in the moment. Because I think some of you are trying to run away from maybe your pain. You're trying to run away from some kind of issue, and I think your future self wants you to know that. So I think that one of the things that you should consider doing during this time is participating in grounding activities and bringing your head out of the clouds. Because someone may be like daydreaming, maybe when you're supposed to be studying, or when you're supposed to be doing something, maybe when you're at work or something, you know, maybe you're daydreaming. And I feel like some of you really need to try to ground right now. Because it's like, this is the time where you need to like buckle down. That's what I'm hearing. Like somebody needs to buckle down and maybe even strategize. Like for those of you who really want something, I see some of you who really want to get away from something or someone. But maybe you don't know how. And the reason you don't know how is because instead of actually planning out something, some kind of maybe escape, a retreat, you know, maybe instead of planning all of that out, you've been kind of just daydreaming about it. Like you're busy thinking about like, oh, that would be nice. Oh, what a wonderful world that would be if I could get out of this situation that I'm in right now. It's like, if you want it that bad, plan it out. Organize it. That's what your future self wants you to do. Even if the plan seems a little far-fetched, it's still a plan and it's still possible. I'm seeing a lot of like karma coming up right now, like a lot of, you know, inner wounds, maybe family wounds, generational wounds. I'm seeing a lot of things being brought to light so that you can clear them. But I think for some of you, instead of clearing them, you run away. And your future self wants you to clear this energy so that you can be the best, most successful version of you. One of the big, you know, kind of parallels that I'm picking up with all of these readings, the 3 readings that I've done here, is this sense of like rebirth. You know, and I'm seeing that here with you too. Like you're going through a rebirth period. You're being born again into something. I think that's also why the Hierophant is here. Maybe some of you are a born-again Christian. Maybe some of you had lost faith, and maybe now you're starting to find it again, and maybe now you're starting to find satisfaction through that faith. I personally don't care what you believe in. You can believe in whatever you want, as long as it brings you joy, happiness, and success. You can believe whatever you'd like. That's the beauty of the human experience. So I'm seeing your future self letting you know that you are simply finding yourself right now. You are in a period of searching for who you are. I'm seeing somebody who may have lost a partner to maybe another person. And it's almost like, they moved so quickly. For those of you who are dealing with maybe a cheater, somebody who left you for someone else, they moved on so quickly. Like maybe they're already getting married and it's only been like 5 or 6 months. I think, yes, it's good that some of you are, taking time to rest and taking time to recuperate, most importantly. But I think some of you are not allowing yourselves that time. I think some of you are just feeling very hopeless right now and you feel like this is never going to end. But your future self wants you to know that it is definitely going to end. Like this is just a phase in your life. This is just a chapter in your life. So don't worry, don't be so hard on yourself. Group 3, that's a big energy that I'm picking up too. Is you're very hard on yourself. I think some of you need a vacation or just a chance to really get away from the energy that you've been in. So whether that's literally getting away and traveling to a new place, great. Or maybe you just go spend the night at a friend's house for a couple days. Get out of your house. Get out of this energy space that you've been hanging around in. But I'm hearing a need to get out. And don't be afraid to even talk about how you feel. Because I think some of you, there's been people who have been trying to check up on you. See this figure in the door who's checking on this girl, but you're covered up. She's got the blankets covering her, but this is metaphorical in the sense that you're covering up how you feel. I sense a very good supportive friend here. This person could be a fixed sign, maybe a Taurus. But I'm sensing a really, really good friend here who is super supportive of you. And I think that they've been trying to check on you, Group 3. Maybe they've been trying to ask you how you're doing. And I think you've been kind of ignoring them or maybe blowing them off. Or you just haven't been opening up. Maybe you'll tell them, yeah, I'm okay, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing fine. But here this person is, she's checking up on this person up here who's got their head up in the clouds, right? They're too busy thinking. That's what you're doing. You're doing a lot of thinking, Group 3. And it's only going to keep you in this energy. Let those words out. Let that vibration out. Because when you're thinking about something heavily, it's staying in your head, so that energy is staying where it's at, becomes stagnant. But once you open up and start speaking, the energy of those thoughts is translated into words, and then it's expressed and it's let go. And then you'll see it's a little bit easier the next day. Maybe you can get out of bed, and you couldn't before. And the more you talk, the more you let that energy go. Whether it's through yoga, whether it's through talking to a therapist, or whether it's through talking to a friend, or whether it's through going on a hike, spending time in nature. no matter what way you let that energy go, it's going to get a little bit easier every time. And that's what your future self wants you to know. It's going to get easier. It's not going to get harder. But you have to take the first steps. And that's the hardest part. But that is what I'm seeing here, group 3. If you have any questions or if you'd like to book a personal reading, feel free to click the link down below or email me. All of my information's in the description box below. And check out my other videos, guys. I have zodiac tarot card readings on my channel. I also have spiritual vlogs talking about all kinds of different things, so you can check that out in your free time. But other than that, I will see you later, guys. Leave a like if this video resonated. Comment down below how it resonated with you because I would love to know. I'll see you guys later. Take care and have a beautiful rest of your day, group 3. Bye-bye.